Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for coming on. And I apologize if my phone is weird.
No, now it's good. It's it's no more delay. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, thank you. So, like, the first thing I wanted to say is like I see you do a lot of things. Like you write books, you do photo shoots, you take shots, you do couples that want to get married, you take
Yeah.
pictures for them. So like what came first? Was it writing or doing shoots and taking shots?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I mean, I first started writing poetry when I was little, and little meaning like around 10, 11 years old. So I was always writing stuff and writing in my journal. And I mean, both came around the same time of expression of self and expression of emotion. However, the career started with photography first.
Oh,
And I was just writing in the background while I was doing photo shoots and doing weddings, and just continue writing the second book because the first book got published like, yeah, after college, and I was already still doing photo shoots in college. And then took the route of just focusing and putting all my energy into my photography career. Yeah.
wow.
So I was trying to do a little simultaneously, but the photography career really like took off.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And like what drew you to love both things, like writing and photo and pictures and
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always been so captivated by how, like, by emotion, because I've always been such an emotional being myself, and so it's just in a way of expressing myself and my feelings and how I view the world. And it's really cool to just see how I got to connect with people, specifically with photography, rather than writing, right? Photography was a kind of quick connection of, oh, we both are feeling this. Let's create this type of ambiance of emotion and express it that way. And I fell in love with weddings because I fell in love with love and like the expression of love in different formats and formalities. And so, yeah.
oh wow, okay. And when when did you first start doing the wed weddings? Like when did you start taking pictures for that and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. It was 2009. One of my friends, I photographed her like boudoir sessions and photographed just other fun things with her. And she was just asking if I do weddings, and I've never done a wedding. And I was just like, sure, why not? you know? And and then I really started loving just that the whole energy of a wedding, because it's the happiest day of someone's life, and I loved being surrounded by that. I guess you could say I followed that high. Um, and but then because I was queer, I then couldn't it wasn't resonating with me as much when I was photographing like hetero weddings. But then when same-sex marriage got legalized, then I was back on the like coming from an authentic place of photographing. So yeah, it was like 2009, and it continued since then.
Oh, sweet, sweet. And like I went on your page and I saw like all the shoots you done, all the shots you did, and you do really great work. And I
Thank
mean, you
you.
worked with a lot of stars too. Like I saw like Rudy and Charlie, Tarzan, Brandy,
Yeah.
and like I think you even did the wedding for Garrett Clayton too.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, like how was all those experiences like?
Incredible. I've been very blessed with that because it was just photographing weddings. And then I think being in LA and having those people I'm just surrounded by actors in general and getting into that type of realm. And it's been truly amazing photographing, like, yeah, celebrity weddings and how they trust me in that. So it's been really special.
Nice. And you you write too, and you got a brand new book that's out, and I, this is second book, right?
So yeah, the one that's out right now is actually the first one. We rebranded it, and I got a publisher because before they were self-published. And so I got a publisher, and yeah, we just kind of rebranded it and pushed that out. But there's actually three books, and I'm finishing on the third. Yeah, so it's a trilogy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, what inspired you to want to write it?
That's really because it's so many different plot lines in there. The first book represents like my coming out story and how just like my reality kind of crumbled when I grew up very Christian, and
Hmm.
so then I found myself attracted and fell in love with this girl, and so I was just like, oh my God, like what does this mean? Am I going to hell? Kind of that whole thing. And so I wanted to write about it because like I said, I would write in journals a lot, and I've always been obsessed with Greek mythology as well. Very felt like everything resonated with me, and just how I felt. I saw the resemblance of how everyone had these type of like god and goddess like characteristics in themselves. So I wanted to blend both of those realities of how there's Greek gods and goddesses in modern time, and we are all Greek gods and goddesses in some way, in some fashion. And with the plot line of my coming out story and how like one reality crumbled to create another reality. And so the whole book is about her self exploration and discovery, as well as like transcendental love, and how I believe that there's many different versions in life that we have and that we share. And so it's all kind of combining everything that I believe in into one book or a trilogy.
Oh wow.
It's my mind
I
on
mean,
paper. Yeah.
I know it must have been hard. Like, what was it hard, like being Christian to have those feelings and coming out, and because I have some people in my family that are Christian, and they're like kind of overboard with it, but
Right, right, yeah.
and so I know like how strict like some Christians can be, and were were you scared like coming out as Christian? Like I'm sure
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah, I
like
was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. um, but I've always been a type of person where I needed to express truth and express myself. And when I was hiding it from like my family and friends for almost 2 years, I just felt like I was going to explode. So it kind of came to the point where it was like this or my mind breaking kind of thing, when you're just suppressing something for so long. So I just came to just be full throttle and being like, I know that this is gonna come back at me in a bad way, but I just need to do it for myself. Yeah.
good, good. and and now you get to write about it, and
Yeah.
everyone is reading the books and hearing your story.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause when I first wrote the book, it came out and I self-published in 2010. And then I did nothing with it. It was like, that's it. And then I'm done like talking about it. Then so like I'm not even kidding. Some of my friends, my closest friends, didn't even know that I wrote a book until like just a few years ago. I mean, no, that's an exaggeration. They knew, but like they didn't know the actual like grasp of it. And so writing this book was, I've kind of lost my point where I was going with that. When I was started talking about when I started talking about like just how, yeah, my Christian reality really like broke when I had to really say like, no, I'm gay. A
Hmm.
lot of people resonated with it, and I didn't know that. I didn't think like, oh, that's someone else's story. And the more that I kept talking about it, the more that it did resonate with a lot of people. So uh, that's what kind of continued that. Like other people's stories really helped inspired me to continue writing. And so then I started the second book and felt like the book started writing itself, honestly.
Wow. And, and like I saw like you did some places like the book
Yeah, yeah,
sign and like every place you went to had a really good crowd. I saw a couple were
yeah.
were sold out, and like how's it feel like being like a best-selling author and having sold out crowds like coming to see you?
Yeah. um yeah, it's really really special. It's kind of surreal because this has been, I mean, I've been holding on to these books for almost like 13 years. And so it's been
Mm,
really special of finally like, okay, this is getting the audience that it deserves. And it's hopefully only going to continue because we haven't even released the second and third one yet. So I'm excited and I'm really, really blessed, really grateful.
oh wow. And when you're writing a book, like like how do you get into like a mind frame, like a headspace to write, and what kind of exercises do you do for that?
That's a good question. It really takes a lot of like, because I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna write every day. Like I have other things. I have my photography business and everything else. And
Well, yeah.
so I really have to dedicate like a whole time aside. Actually, right after this, I'm leaving to go to the mountains and I'm gonna be trying to finish the third book. The third book is finished, but I want to like own into it. And like I mentioned, the books kind of started writing themselves because I really believe that they were kind of channeled writings. You know, when you just open yourself up and then it just things start flowing. And so
Yeah.
that's where it's like, I got to create a space. And in order for that kind of opening to happen. And so I set the whole mood. I get like candles. Sometimes I have like a little glass of nice wine whiskey and like, yeah, like setting that whole tone of just like, let's do this, like I'm ready to receive kind of thing. So that's my whole experience of getting down to writing.
Okay, okay. And and when you're not writing or doing photo shoots, like the when you do have free time, what do you like to do?
Oh, I mean, I love being out in nature. I love hanging out with my friends and my family. So most of the time it's just like catching up with them. Um, yeah, but being out in nature, I love traveling. I'm a big traveler. So if anybody is like, Kelly, I'm gonna be here in Miami or let's go to London, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. That's what we do. So that's what I do on my free time.
Is there any place you haven't been to yet that you want to see, like for traveling?
Yeah, I haven't really been into the Asian continent. I've been to the Middle East, but not like I really want to go there. So this year, hopefully, I'm gonna be going to, yeah, the different places there.
All right, okay. And and do you like hiking and camping and all that stuff? Because you said you love doing
Yeah,
going
I really do. I don't
outdoors.
don't do enough of it. But yeah, I'm quite a city girl sometimes, but yeah, like that's gonna be more of a priority this year.
Nice.
Because sometimes I just can't, I don't have time for that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. I mean, you're writing, taking photos. You don't really have a lot of time for that unless you go on a shoot that is in Asia or
Yeah, yeah,
Italy
yeah,
or
yeah.
wherever. You know.
No, no, that is a very good point because I'm very, very grateful for most of my traveling is actually all for work. And I've been really blessed with, being taken to some amazing places. And I learned very quickly that I'm able to just like tack on a little more extra days so I'm able to actually see the place. Um,
Okay,
I'm so grateful for that. Yeah.
sweet. And what kind of songs do you like? Like what's on your playlist?
Ooh, songs. Now you're speaking my language. I always say that that's like a love language. You send me music, and for sure. What was I just listening to? Let's see, let's see. I mean, I'm all over the place, honestly, but I have like, I love Foria. Foria is they're from Brighton, I think, London based or UK based musician. And he's just, I think, an absolutely genius. I just stumbled upon another UK artist named Ren, and he's like this rapper, really, really talented guy. So it's kind of just changes with my mood. I love Hosier. I love M883. Yeah, piano.
Okay.
How about you? What kind of music do you like?
I'm more of like a rock guy,
Oh,
metal and rock, and but I do like pop too. Like I'll listen to some pop. Like I could, I'll listen to like Aerosmith and
yeah.
Slipknot and stuff like that, and then I'll
Oh,
go listen.
Slipknot. God, that brings me back, right? Slipknot's amazing. Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and
Yes.
Metallica and all that stuff. Guns
Dude, you
N'
bring me back to,
Roses.
yeah, you bring me back to like my middle school. That was like some of my first CDs that I've had.
But I'll listen to all that heavy stuff, but then I'll like listen to Paula Abdul and you know.
Right. Oh yeah, you are just that's amazing. Just Paula Abdul. Very cool.
Yeah, I got every one of her CDs. You know, yeah.
What's, what's your favorite song of hers?
Probably Rush Rush.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're so funny. I love that. But you're like, I love hardcore metal and Paul Abdul. Yeah,
Paula Abdul, yeah. Yeah,
gotta
I
throw
know
her in
that
there because
it's
she's
like
just.
two completely different things,
I
right?
know. I love that. I love the duality of that.
And is there any artist or band like you would love to see live, like if you ever go see a show, a concert?
Oh, someone was just telling me that they're really amazing live. I forget. Man, these are good. I would have never thought that this was gonna stump me because I love music so much. Uh, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I've
Let me
heard,
see. Who's coming in 2024?
yeah, right, right. Like I've heard, I mean, obviously, I'm not a big pop person, but I know these pop artists are really amazing performers. So like Beyonce or Taylor Swift would be really fun to go see, right? But who I think seeing Foria, I've never seen Foria, and I think I would cry in the most beautiful way. I would just sit there, hold my heart, and just, yeah, and just get
I
lost.
I actually already have my ticket bought for Paula Abdul. She's coming in concert in Philadelphia, and I already got my ticket for that.
Wait, that's amazing. I didn't even know that she still tours. I love that. Please send me a photo of you in the crowd, just like living your best life. That's
Okay. Yeah, that's like the only show I bought so far for 24, like for concerts, is Paul Abdul. And
that's awesome. Like very unassuming. I love that. It's so cool. Please tell me you're gonna get a shirt. Like you're gonna get a whole like,
I
merch with her and everything. You got to get a photo.
I I got a Paul Abdul shirt, so I'm gonna wear it to the concert. So yeah, I already
You're like, I
have
already have it.
like
Yeah, I already got it, Kelly. I got it covered. It's totally good.
and if you were gonna do a karaoke song, what do you think you would sing?
Oh, easy. My go-to is "Wannabe" by the Spice Girls.
Oh my God, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It gets everybody involved. Like it's easy to memorize, and it's just so fun. And every time I sing it, the whole bar just like, they get into it. It's fun.
You know, that is one of those songs where like you have to jump up and sing and dance and all that stuff,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. And like it could be like the hard metal like leather guy in the corner, and he's gonna know those words. And you're just like
like
singing it with
like
him.
me.
Yes, exactly. Wait, what's your go-to? Please say like Paul Abdul, please.
You know, I always feel embarrassed to sing Paul Abdul live because they'll be like, "Why is this guy singing a Paul
Oh,
Abdul song?"
you're gonna find your people that are gonna be like, yes, and just sing with you.
But I usually do like the that Journey song, you know, "Don't Stop
Oh, for
Believing."
sure. Yeah, because then everybody gets involved. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best one too. Oh yeah. They play that at every wedding, by the way.
I
Like
know.
every wedding. And so I've
Yeah.
shot so many weddings. And I'm like, yes, Journey, we love you. And ABBA. ABBA is a great karaoke song.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they still play the electric slide at the weddings too?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that they kind of cooled down a little bit this year or stopped it a bit, but for the past 10 years, it's been number one. I just remembered that because ABBA is also one of my favorite bands,
Oh
or
yeah, definitely.
and I just found out that they are in London and like um they are like they're showing for a whole year just in London, and so that's going to be a priority that I'm
Oh
gonna.
yeah, definitely. I listen to them too. So yeah.
I love that. I love that you have so many different versions of you. It's
And
great.
then I even liked when they went to Ace of Base too. Like I love when they did
Oh
that as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh God. So great.
Like the people probably watch saying, "Oh my God, like he likes this music too."
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
and, um, and I'm also like a big a big horror fan, so I like asking guests this. Are there any horror films that
Oh,
you like watch?
cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Wait, what is your favorite?
My favorite is actually like a horror movie a lot of people don't hear of. It's like I think it was like made in '87. It's called Night of the Demons. Did you ever see that one?
No, no, I haven't. No, I haven't.
It's so cheesy and the acting really isn't good, but for some reason, like I always love that movie, like the just the way it is and made and how everything goes down, like that
I
that's
gotta
always
check it
been like
out.
my favorite horror.
That's cool. I definitely gotta check that out because I like a good more a horror movie that's shot very well. I mean, like any movie that's shot very well. So yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it is cheesy and with acting and all, but it's a fun movie.
Cool, cool. That's awesome.
How about you? What are some horrors that you like?
Um, well, I do like all the insidious, those movies.
Insidious.
Insidious, God, yeah, I'm like insidious. I don't even know if that's a word. Insidious. I just the Saw 10 movie.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole
I
Saw
can't believe
series.
they're up to 10.
I know, I know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh God, I didn't just see it. I saw it in October, but it was very well done. I was very surprised. I love the twist, which I won't say if you haven't seen
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that was a really good movie. Horror is not my typical genre, to be honest. You can probably guess what my typical drama is.
Um, Drama films?
Or genre. Drama, you said?
Yeah.
Uh yeah. That and I love a good comedy. Comedy is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. The feel goods.
Yeah, I don't remember like the last comedy I saw. Like every time a horror movie comes out, I always run in the movie theater to see it.
Yeah. Isn't there one that did you see the Thanksgiving one?
Yeah, yeah,
That
I
was that
did.
was that good?
It was pretty good. You know, it's the slasher killing people on Thanksgiving
Yeah, yeah,
Day.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah. And then there's a new one like Swim or something that's just coming out.
yeah,
That one did look good. I want to check that
night
out.
night swim.
Night Swim, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Because it's this creators from The Nun and Megan. So, and I like Megan. Megan was a good movie.
That was a good movie. I like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Very
Uh,
creative.
I mean, definitely had those vibes, Chucky kind of vibes, because you know it's a doll that's
Mhm.
killing people. So it definitely has like a Chucky thing. But I would love to see like a crossover with Chucky and versus Megan and
Oh yeah, they might do that. I loved the Mike Myers and Jason movies.
oh
Those
yeah,
were they
Halloween,
were
yeah.
just fun. Yeah.
Oh man, nice. And what about food? What kind of foods do you like?
Foods. Honestly, I'm pretty I love trying anything, but I love a good smoothie
Oh yeah,
and tacos. Like I'm California raised, so tacos, just anything tacos. Yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. That
Yeah. I mean, I
you
went
can
to
never go
Philly.
wrong with that.
What's up?
You can never go wrong with ta tacos and
Yeah.
burritos and stuff like that.
Yeah, a good breakfast burrito is it's just amazing. I did go to Philly quite often and Philly cheesesteaks. It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you ever
you
get
know.
tired of those, or is that just like in your blood that you just need to eat it?
I mean, I ate them so much, like, I really don't eat them a lot now.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
when when I would eat them, I would definitely clog up my body, my arteries with because I would get, like, a lot of cheese whiz on it, and
Yeah.
that that's not healthy.
What are those what's the name of those two places that are right next to each other in South
Um,
Philly? What
Pat's
is,
and Geno's,
yeah.
yeah, they're literally right across the street from one another, and
Yeah.
they're the two most known places in Philly for cheesesteaks, and they're both of them get huge lines too. So
Right. Right. Yeah, I think we went to Gino's and it's just so cool because they've been open for so long and yeah, like they're right next to each other and they're competitors, but also now they're not. So that's pretty
it's crazy. Like they're literally across the street, and they both have like huge lines that go into the street, and people can't drive. And
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Uh, I'm not kidding. I love Philly. Philly's a great city. Yeah.
okay, okay, nice, nice. But you know, you don't want to come to Philly when the Eagles or Phillies or win the Super Bowl because and the World Series because it gets pretty crazy then.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where do you go? Do you leave the city when that happens?
No, no,
You're like, dang, we got to suffer. Now there's so much traffic. Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And what about like what's your drink of choice if you were gonna go out and have a drink or write a book or
Yeah, yeah. I like a really good, I love whiskey. It's all like every for different moods and stuff. But when I'm writing the book, so it's like kind of like something that's making me chill and I like a good scotch or a good whiskey. Angel's Envy or Hibiki. Hibiki is the Japanese whiskey, which I really love.
oh
But
I've
I love a good gin
never
and
heard of that.
tonic. A really good gin and tonic is awesome. Yeah. Like,
Okay, okay. I'm learning some new stuff. I never heard of the other one you just said, the Japanese
yeah,
the whiskey.
Hibiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it. Definitely try it. If you like whiskey, what is your drink
Oh
of
yeah,
choice?
yeah. Like
What's your,
my favorite is probably
wait, what?
Jack Jack
Oh, Jack. Jack.
yeah, Jack Daniels. Like I love going out having like Jack and Coke or you know.
I love it. I thought you said Jedi, and I was like, there's a drink called Jedi, which would have been really cool. I would have immediately needed to try it. But do you
That
like Star Wars? Are you a Star Wars fan?
you know if they had a drink called that, that would be really awesome.
Right? It'd be like glowing green or glowing red, like a lightsaber.
Exactly. Yes, that would be so cool. And and the um is there anything coming up next for you like any you say you'll be coming out with another book, and it's a series of three. So,
Yeah.
with the books and photography, like, is there anything coming up for you that you want to like plug?
Yeah, yeah. I just did my own personal project, which really, again, was another expression of myself in the queer community. It's called Mask versus Mask, which is a play on words with mask on mask. Have you heard like that queer terminology of mask presenting lesbians and mask presenting lesbians like dating, or they call it mask on mask?
No, no, I never heard of that.
Yeah, because that's interesting because like yeah, in the queer it's not talked about a lot because you never really see mask on mask relationships. And so I did a whole 2-day photo project and videos as a mini docu series, or not series, just a mini documentary of expressing anybody that is non-binary, trans man, or masculine presenting, and like what's their attraction, what are they um like why don't they have or pursue any type of mask on mask relationships.
Oh,
And then I set them up to, I pair them up because there's 8 models. I pair them up to kiss and see. It was almost like a social experiment where I got to see how they reacted. and
oh,
it, and then I interviewed them, and it was just really really cool to see everybody get vulnerable and really kind of push those boundaries of attraction. Um,
mhm.
so that's going to be coming out in either January or February. We're trying to get publication for it. But if not, then they're still going to be released on social medias and YouTube as well. And then on top of that, this year, I'm releasing not just the second book, but the third book almost at the same time, kind of a little spaces, but I just
Okay.
want to, which my publisher was like, no, we needed to do like, a year of just the second book and a year of just the third book. But I've just been sitting on these and just kind of like want to give them out to the world because you need to read all 3 of them in order it to all make sense.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like they are, the first book has a lot of missing parts to it, and you're just left, the reader's left like, what the heck is happening? And then you also hate one of the main characters, and you're just like, what the heck? And we're ending the book like this. And so this for the readers of the first book, they're like, what the heck, Kelly? Like, so you got to release the second book, which then ties in a little bit of the answers, but then you're left with more questions. So
Oh,
by the third book, you're completely resolved of all the questions. Everything ties in very beautifully, like a great entangled knot. And I'm really excited about it because it's, you grow with the main character, because you grew with me. It's a 13-year long process of writing this book. And so I'm very excited to be releasing those this year.
oh, wow, okay. And the last thing I will ask you is, where can fans follow you at?
Yeah, social media on Instagram. My handle is Kelly Balch, and I'm going to be starting a YouTube of a lot of different cool projects. And so my YouTube is Kelly Balch. Any Kelly Balch, you can follow me on social media. I'm on there.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for taking time and doing this. It was really fun chatting and meeting
Yeah,
you, and
you
even with
too, man.
jet jet lagged phone.
Yeah, no, it actually it did well. It was awesome. Seriously, thank you for having me, man. It's been really fun chatting with you. Please send me that photo of you at the concert. That's gonna be, have a good
I,
time.
I definitely will, like, because I actually saw her once, like, when I was younger, like, I never, that no one ever, when I was a kid, I always wanted to go see Paul Abdul, and no one ever took me to see her, and then she stopped touring, and 25 years after she toured, she came back, right before COVID hit, and I went and saw her, and I bought the meet and greet, and I met her, and I
Oh, that
was like
is so cool.
I was, like, so scared, I couldn't talk, I went through the curtain and I froze, and she came over and she hugged me, and she's like, "It's okay, it's okay."
Paula's the best, isn't she? God, that's so cool. Also, she came back on tour for you Just
Yeah, yeah,
that
exactly.
the universe literally was like, no, you need to see her and you need to have this encounter. Oh, that's really, really cool.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I'll send you that photo, the one where I actually met Paula.
Yes, please, please, yeah. Oh, that's so cool, man. I love stories like that, that magic.
Yeah, yeah, she was like super sweet. Like 'cause I was so scared I couldn't talk, and then when she hugged me, I was like, "Oh my God, Paul Abdul's hugging me," and then I
Yeah,
started talking to her.
that's awesome. Does she smell good?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just imagining Paula's. Of
yeah,
course.
because I remember telling her I was like I can't believe you could still do all that at I said at your age. I was like I can't believe you could still like I said you still dance like you did back then. I said and you're jumping off balconies and ladders, and I was like,
Wow,
it's amazing. And she was laughing, and she was like, yeah, my body's kind of hurting right now. She was like,
that's awesome though. Doing what you love will always energize you. I believe.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Oh, all right. Well, I will get back to my my work, I
Yeah,
guess.
have a good day at work, sweetie. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you again, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah,
Have
take care.
have a good day.
You too as well.
Bye.
Bye.